Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although, we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. You've got quite a lot of quirks, don't you, Neil?
Do I?
Mm.
What have I done now?
Well, the way you drink is something else.
The way I drink?
Yeah, so I've brought up to you before about the way you drink hot drinks. I've always
I
noticed
thought you
that.
meant the amount.
No, you don't drink a lot.
Exactly.
No. You when you're having a hot beverage, you beverage even, you pull this face like you're in agony.
It's hot.
But if it's too hot for you, why don't you just wait?
Because people like you take the piss going, well, you're fucking letting it go cold.
That does annoy me. You'll drink stone cold tea as well.
Oh, I'll wake up in the morning if there's still tea in that mug.
Yeah, brutal.
But you'll drink iced tea and iced coffee.
No, iced tea, iced coffee is a different thing to room temperature tea or coffee.
Well, it's winter, so it's cold enough.
It's not the same thing. You'll do it in summer. No, you pull this face like you're in severe agony as you try to drink it. Like your eyes go all fucking like creased up. And you look, I can see all the muscles in your face tensing.
The steam's coming up into my face.
Well, I said this to you years ago. And you're like, well, I never even noticed it. Like, no one said this to you.
No one.
And then you remember like a year or so later, you're at work. And one of the lads you worked with said, are you okay?
Yeah.
When you were drinking.
You look like you're in agony.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not just making it up. You have these quirks. One that I've noticed more recently, I have seen from time to time, but it's obviously bothered me enough now that I felt the need to say it.
Go on.
When you're drinking from a glass, and I can see your whole mouth through the glass, you do this thing where, how do I describe it? You don't put your lips on the glass. It's like you open your mouth and just allow the fluid to fall into your mouth. I put my lips on the glass. Yeah. You put your mouth like around it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to spill it.
But I can see all your teeth and everything when you're drinking.
I don't want to spill it.
How are you going to? You have more hope of spilling it the way you have it. There's less control over the situation.
Oh, I've never really thought about it. I just put the glass up to my mouth.
Have you never looked at me drinking and think, it's weird how she does it compared to you?
Well, do you drink different to me with a bottle?
Yes. I'm not trying to make out with it.
You stick your lip in it?
No, you do that.
No, I thought you stuck your lip in
bottle,
it.
No, like you put your mouth. Oh no, are you the one who put your lip in it, or are you like sucking the top off it?
You put your top lip in the bottle. I don't.
No, I don't.
I don't.
You put your mouth in it.
Oh no, I do.
What's happening right now? Are you one of the ones that make... Because, I'm getting confused now because I know with glasses, your jaw unhinges and you just like pour the fluid down your neck.
Yeah.
With hot drinks, you look like you're in pain.
Yeah.
Bottles, you put your lip in it, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
The other option is you're one of those that doesn't put your lips against it, but you put your mouth over it. Your lips like latch onto it. I think you're the inside lipper.
Yeah, I put my lip in it.
Yeah, and get your top lip all wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way you drink that doesn't offend me.
I think, like, when I was younger, and I think this is what it was invented for, I don't think I've seen anyone else do it, though. But try it. Before you judge, try it and see how comfy it is. When you're drinking out of a mug, put your thumb through the handle and hold the mug. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then take a drink and rest your chin on the handle as you drink.
Now, I was going to bring that up and give you a shout out. That's one of the positives. Now, I don't do that. But, when you described it to me only, I don't know, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay, that makes sense. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Innovator.
I don't think it's a handle.
A chin rest.
I think it's a chin rest.
Mm.
Yeah. I think handle just sounds better. And you can use it to hold it when you're carrying it around. But when you actually
As a handle.
But when you're taking a drink,
Mm.
you rest your chin on it.
Yeah. Again, a lot of quirks.
I wouldn't call that a quirk.
We just discussed multiple like things you have to do with drinking.
We couldn't even work out who drank how out of a bottle. I was trying to picture it and trying to think what I'd do.
I was getting confused because, like I said, you've so many different quirks. I can't keep up with it. It was really what shook me was watching you with that glass, the pint glass, and I could see all up in your mouth. And then obviously because the water and everything distorted it, your lips just looked huge. You look like you'd had a good amount of filler.
I got big enough lips anyway.
Mm.
Well, it's never come up before.
But why would it necessarily?
It's never been an issue. And I've been with you 10 years and this is the first you said.
Not with the hot drinks. I brought that up years ago.
Oh, no, that, yeah. I vaguely remember that. But, yeah, I remember you going on at me, how I was drinking out of a glass, laughing at me while I'd got a gob full of water.
It was one of those moments where, you're sat with your partner and you just look at them and you go, what is happening?
Imagine if you just got up and went, that's it. That's the last straw.
It was kind of like that time we were sat having lunch.
I can't do this anymore.
I was eating an apple, do you remember? I took a bite out of it.
Yeah.
And you went, that's a ferocious bite. Your whole face obviously just fucking distorted. Turned like demonic looking. But yeah, that was one of those moments for you. I could tell by the look in your face. Now you said to me, I cracked up laughing. But you looked at me and it's like, some of the mystique was gone. You know what I mean?
Oh, well. So, what you got for us today?
Today, Neil, we are going to be talking about the murder of Imette St. Guillen.
Oh, Imette.
Imette.
Okay. It didn't sound like a name at first.
Imette St. Guillen. Some people pronounce it as Saint Guillen. I think it's more like Saint-Tropez.
Right. Saint-Tropez.
On Saturday, the 25th of February 2006, at approximately 8 p.m, 911 receive a call from a man stating that he has found what he believes to be a body. The call came from the Lindenwood Diner in Brooklyn, and the man said that he preferred not to give his details. He said he would rather remain anonymous, stating that he did not want to get involved.
Wait, Brooklyn? I thought it was Saint-Tropez.
Her name is St. Guillen.
Yeah. So where's Saint-Tropez come into it?
It doesn't. Not long after the call, police arrived to find a body wrapped in a floral blanket by the side of the road near the Belt Parkway. Both ends of the blanket had been taped up to conceal the remains. As they cut through the tape and unwrapped the blanket, they uncovered the body of a young woman. She had been beaten and left nude. Her hands had been zip-tied behind her back, her feet tied with what appeared to be a brown shoelace. Her head had been wrapped in tape, and a sock had been lodged into her throat. A section of her hair had also been cut off, and her fingernails had been trimmed.
I think I've heard of another case. Is that quite a common thing? Putting the sock in the gob?
Yeah, it's happened before. People putting fabric in their throat, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the fingernail thing.
What was the fingernail bit?
The fingernails have been trimmed.
No. No, the sock in the gob. I'm sure I watched probably a Forensic Files. Or it could have been Criminal Minds. Where they were looking for a serial killer and they knew it was a serial killer because each victim had a sock in the gob.
We should maybe do like a mini-series on Patreon or something where I tell you a case and you have to guess which Criminal Minds episode it's based on. What do you reckon?
Okay. Yeah. Could do. Well, this has come up like 4 times now, and every single time it's either Criminal Minds or Forensic Files. I never know which one. That's bad. Because one's fiction and one's not.
Well, this one, I don't want to, sound like an arsehole, but don't take anything Neil says as fact. You jumble stuff up a hell of a lot and you would hang someone out to dry.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
With the exclusion of the blanket, the only other item found at the scene was a snow brush. With no cameras in the area and no ID found on the body, police are starting their investigation from the ground up. They noted the woman's complexion, believing her to be Latino. She also had tan lines, but as this was February in New York, they assumed she was either not from the area or had recently been away.
Or fake tan.
You can kind of tell the difference, though, between fake tan.
Not if it's a good one. Them gradual ones are pretty good.
If you used a gradual tanner, you most likely wouldn't have tan lines. Because you do it in your own home. You're not going to...
Yeah.
Just
a quick question. What is, and do not say what I think, right, what's a snow brush? And do not say it's a brush to brush snow, because what's the difference?
I believe it's a brush specifically to brush the snow off your car.
Right. That makes sense. If it's off your car, okay. It's a good job you said that, because
You're about to flip out. I could see it. As soon as I said brush.
I thought she says snow.
Yeah, used to brush snow, and you were like, I swear, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
2 days following the discovery of the body, police receive a call from a woman who wanted to report her friend missing. Her friend's name was Imette St. Guillen. She told them that Imette had just returned from Florida the day before her disappearance, and that she had last been seen in the early hours of Saturday morning after a night out drinking. Imette was 24 years old and from Boston. She'd been attending the John Jay College of Criminal Justice with hopes of becoming a crime scene analyst. She was just 2 months from graduating and days short of her 25th birthday.
Okay, now.
During the autopsy, it was determined that, due to the extensive injuries to her genitals, including lacerations, she was subjected to a particularly forceful sexual assault. Defensive wounds indicated that Imette, at just 5'2" and 110 pounds, had fought back ferociously. It's estimated that Imette was killed 1 to 3 hours after her last alcoholic drink. The cause of death was asphyxiation by compression of the neck and occlusion of the mouth and nose. Meaning, the sock had been lodged in her throat while she was still alive.
It's your man who phoned.
It's not looking good for him, is it?
No. Like, do not fucking phone the police and say, but I don't want to get involved. You've just involved yourself.
I mean, some people, they want to do the right thing and report it, but they don't want to be linked with it at all.
It's, it's like my dad said to me, right? This is going to sound bad, but hear me out. So when I started taking my driving, I was way younger than when I would be driving. So I was only a kid. And he said to me that was it. He told me that he told my mum when she was learning to drive, when she started driving. And he said, if you witness a collision, keep driving. Do not fucking stop and be a witness, because you stood at the side of the road for fucking hours. And then if it goes to court, you have to go to court. You have to just fucking drive on. Keep out of it. So I do the same.
Look, it sounds bad, but I also understand. Like, you're putting a hell of a lot of extra stress, strain, possibly time off work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the person you're helping, it could be the victim of a car crash, but it could be a right bastard.
Could be both.
What?
Could be both.
What do you mean?
Because you're saying it could be this or it could be that. Could be both.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're saying like either or.
The person who I'm going to support and be a witness for could be a right bastard.
They could be beating their wife.
I was just about to say, smacking his missus about.
You don't want to be defending a domestic abuser.
No. So
what if they kicked a puppy? You don't know.
Exactly. So why would I do the risk of helping that bastard out? Fuck him. Now, I'm not saying
You're not saying to actually fuck him.
No. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that she could have been a bastard. So if you've seen a dead body, don't report it.
Well, he doesn't know anything, but he's only seen a blanket wrapped up. So he's saying what I think is a body. I'm pretty sure there's a body.
Yeah, but ringing the police and saying, but I don't want to be involved, you're involved. You phone the police, you're involved.
It's shit,
Done.
but yeah, you're involved.
I'm not saying if I saw a dead body, I'd just keep walking.
And you have to say that for legal reasons. I am not. You know what that was? I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah, fucking Trump.
It's not Trump. It's Bill Clinton.
Oh.
So back to the case.
Mm-hmm.
So where police are now in the investigation, after getting the results of the autopsy and finding out the cause of death, they now know they are not looking for a weapon to recover. The killer had scrubbed her body clean, leaving no DNA evidence. And this murder would have taken a considerable amount of time between the removal of evidence, the zip ties, tape, and wrapping the body. So with the level of attention to detail given to the concealment and being bold enough to transport her body to a different location, had this killer acted before? Author and Professor of Criminal Justice James Fox said, quote, "This is not an easy one. In most homicides, you make a list of likely suspects, boyfriends, neighbour. Here the motive is cruelty and is likely a stranger. There are a lot of strangers in New York City." Now, the 911 call that was placed to report the body was played back for Imette's family in hopes that they might recognise the caller's voice. They wanted to rule out the possibility of it being someone close to Imette, but her family did not recognise the voice. They also need to find out if Imette had been harassed or stalked by anyone, but her sister Alejandra said, quote, "We were very close, a very close family. Had anything like that been happening, she would have told us." A former NYPD homicide commander said, quote, "He may have killed before. This is pretty strong for a first offence. You're dealing with a psychopathic sexual sadist. These people will kill again."
Well, I was going to say, this guy's obviously a fucking psychopath, because to not only murder and rape, but to actually spend the time scrubbing the body clean.
Yeah.
You're not in the right frame of mind to be fucking doing that.
No.
I'm not saying you're in the right frame of mind for rape and murder.
No, I know what you mean.
There's a big difference between pointing a gun at someone and pulling the trigger than...
You can be a terrible person. You do terrible things, yeah?
Yeah.
And there's still that level of opportunity to committing the crime.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy, you know, it's regardless of how it came about, once he's in it, he's in it. And he's going to commit it to the best of his ability. Well, the concealment, should I say.
Yeah. As soon as you said scrub the body clean, it's like the amount of time you've spent with this dead body, you're a psychopath.
Well, it was also theorised that the use of clear tape was deliberate. That the killer may have enjoyed bondage but also wanted to dehumanise her. Forensic psychologist Marta Weber said, quote, "You can still see the face. That's important. Why is the face being preserved? Is it to see the person in agony?" Detectives speak with Imette's friends in hopes of gaining a better understanding of the night she was murdered. Police then scour the area that Imette was last known to have been in an attempt to retrace her steps. They also appeal to the public for anyone who was in the area between Friday night and Saturday morning. A $42,000 reward was also offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the killer. Now, the blanket that was used to wrap up Imette's body was a cotton and polyester mix.
Hotel.
Exactly, the same type that's commonly used in motels, and it also had a distinct floral pattern.
Oh, shitty hotel.
Motels, yeah.
Yeah.
The problem was, police couldn't trace it. All they had to say was, quote, "We don't know where it comes from. Maybe some chambermaid will see it and recognise it." Although they struggled to trace the origins of the blanket, they did gain some evidence from it, as well as the tape which had been used. Forensics were able to recover nylon fibres from a red carpet, as well as animal hairs, both rabbit and mink.
What's a mink?
They're kind of like little ferrety looking yolk. They're often bred for their fur.
That's a bit depressing, isn't it?
Very.
Oh, they should have got fingerprints off the tape. Tape's a bastard for fingerprints.
It is. Don't ever use tape
No.
in a murder.
No. Rope. Good old-fashioned rope.
There was semen found on the blanket, but this was from an older stain and therefore would have degraded over time. As hard as the killer had tried to erase all DNA evidence, he didn't manage to get it all. A minuscule amount of blood was also found on one of the zip ties, as well as touch DNA on the snow brush. So, let's talk about the night of the murder. That night, it was getting late, past 3 a.m. Imette's best friend Claire wanted to go home, but Imette was having fun and wanted to stay on. Claire tried to get Imette into a taxi, but she decided against this and instead walked off down the street. The last contact made with Imette was at about 3:40 a.m. when one of her friends phoned to see if she was okay. Imette told her friend that she was fine, and her friend assumed she was in another bar as she could hear music in the background. Without any further knowledge of Imette's movements that night, police check her credit card activity, and they find that she went to a bar called The Falls where she bought 2 drinks. They then speak with the bartender at The Falls, and she tells them that she remembers Imette. The bartender recalled having to tell her it was closing time and that Imette didn't want to go because she still had a drink to finish.
Don't care, get out.
Yeah, go. Go on, piss off.
Right, we're done, we're closed.
Well, the bartender then calls over the bar manager, who told her to get the bouncer and have her removed. But the bar manager, Danny Dorian, he denied this ever happening or even seeing Imette that night.
Oh.
Now, Danny Dorian's family own another bar called Dorian's, and this bar is well known for its connection to the 1986 murder of Jennifer Levin, also known as the Preppy murder.
It's him.
So police are a bit sus of old Danny boy.
I would.
Now, just to state, Danny isn't the murderer in the Preppy murder.
Why?
There's just the connect. What do you mean, why?
Why can't he be?
Because he wasn't. We know who the killer was in that case.
Oh. Do we?
Yes. Well, we don't. You don't know the case, I don't believe.
No.
But I'm just... Danny is not the murder of Jennifer Levin. That's not what I'm saying. It's just the connection, the businesses are connected.
Well, that's...
You look absolutely shook
That's not
right now.
that he would already be in cuffs. If I were a copper...
Well, this is the... Police are suspect of Danny.
Oh, I'm past suspect. He's guilty.
Right, well, Danny would later go back on his story and confirm to police that Imette was there that night. But he did tell police this, of course, in the presence of a lawyer. So, Danny had lied. But why? The reason he had done this was because he knew that he had employed people, or at least one person, who he should not have. Danny had hired a man named Daryl Littlejohn as his bouncer without performing any background checks.
Daryl Littlejohn.
Daryl Littlejohn. And 41-year-old Daryl was a convicted felon who had served time for drugs and robbery charges.
It's not him. You don't go from robbery to this.
It is a bit of a jump.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a jump.
No, it's the other bastard.
But in terms of his employment, with the time served, the fact that he was a convicted felon, this means that Daryl should not have been working somewhere that sold alcohol, and he was also working past his curfew while on parole. So that's why Danny was so worried about the situation.
Yeah. And there's no way there's a serial killer called Daryl Littlejohn without me knowing.
When police spoke with Daryl, he tells them that he was told to get Imette out of the bar, and that's exactly what he did. So, Daryl was the last person to have seen Imette, and because he had violated his parole, it wasn't hard for the police to obtain search warrants. Daryl's phone records show that on the day of the murder, he had been in both his home and near the location of where the body was found. There was also witnesses who said that they had seen a van matching Daryl's in the area approximately an hour prior to the discovery of the body, and that a man had been sat in the van at the time on his phone. So, not great, Daryl, but police need more.
Well, they have the 911 call. They need to start matching the voice to these bastards.
Yeah. Could have been doing that trick. You know, when you see they hold the cloth over the receiver. Does that actually work? Does that distort it much at all? I've never tried it.
It does change it.
Right. I'm going to ring you later.
Mm.
And I'm going to do it.
But you don't sound like yourself on the phone.
No one sounds exactly like them. You know what I sound like on the phone, though? Compare it against my phone voice. Actually, I don't know what you're saying. I don't use my phone voice when I'm talking to you.
No, but you it's not you.
No, it sounds different through a phone.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Yeah. Oh, so you want to see if it's different, it been different.
No, what I'm saying is, you know what I sound like on the phone. I'm going to hold a piece of cloth over the receiver, ring you, and you tell me if it sounds the same or different. I'm not asking you to compare it to my voice right now.
No, I get what you mean. That's what I just said. Yeah, that's what I just said. I said, you want me to see if you sound different to you've been different? Yeah. I can do that.
Back to Daryl.
Mm.
Police conduct a search of his van and his mother's home, but find no DNA linking him to Imette. What they do find, though, in the bins outside of his home, is about a dozen empty bottles of bleach. And as thorough as Daryl had been, he couldn't hide that goddamn red carpet. Or his mother's wardrobe. His mother owned a mink coat, as well as another coat with a rabbit fur trim collar. So
okay. He's fucked.
Well, they can now definitively link Daryl to the body, but they need more to prove that he was the one who had actually killed Imette. They retest the semen sample from the blanket, which they had previously not had much hope for. The DNA was similar to Daryl's, but, a relative, possibly a brother. And Daryl did have a brother, but he had died 11 years previous while awaiting trial for double murder. Told you it was an old stain.
Fucking hell.
All was not lost, though. Remember that tiny bit of blood found on the zip tie?
Yeah.
This was a match to Daryl. Should have bought that 13th bottle of bleach.
Yeah.
It's believed that on the night of the murder, Daryl had gotten Imette into his van, whether she initially went willingly or by force. After this, it's believed that he would have taken her to another location, most likely his basement apartment in Queens. This is where she was subjected to an unimaginably brutal sexual assault and the subsequent strangulation. Following this, he attempted to rid her body of any DNA evidence before wrapping her in the blanket and leaving her by the side of the road in Brooklyn. As for why he cut her hair, again, we just have to assume to remove DNA, and instead of cleaning it, he decided to cut it off. The snow brush at the scene must have simply just got tangled with the blanket as he moved it out of his van. With the DNA evidence linking him to the murder of Imette, Daryl was charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping and unlawful imprisonment.
Just a couple of things. If he's got his own gaff, he's got his own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
One, why did the cops go to his mum's and search it? Two, why were the bottles of bleach there, the mint coat, the fucking rabbit hat or whatever it was? They went to his, so they reckon he did this at his apartment, but they found all the evidence at his mum's.
Yeah. So, well, no, not all the evidence. I believe he was registered as living at his mother's address, and he probably was back and forth there, but he worked in New York. He worked in Manhattan, I believe.
Right.
But his apartment in Queens would have been closer to where he actually worked.
Right. Okay. Oh, so they reckon he moved the body, took it to the mum's to clean it.
I would look at his apartment in Queens as more of a, I suppose, a safe house. His mother's house is his house.
Yeah.
But his apartment allows him to get to work more freely and have a space.
Yeah.
So
they reckon she got in the van, he went back to his apartment, did the crime, but then took her body to his mum's to then bleach it, and and everything else.
They're not necessarily saying that. He could have, like, the hairs and the fibres from the carpet. That could have been from, transfer from the van or from his clothing, shoes, what have you.
Right, okay.
Now, during the trial, 2 other women spoke of encounters they had had with Daryl. They both said that Daryl had stopped them on the street before handcuffing and abducting them. The first of these 2 attacks took place on the 16th of October 2005, just months before Imette's murder. This woman spoke of how she was taken to a basement apartment, her clothes were removed and fabric was taped over her head. He handcuffed her to the bed and sexually assaulted her, quote, in more than one way. She said that she chose not to resist, as she was just that frightened of him.
Has to be him.
After the attack, he cleaned her genitals with alcohol and forced her to rinse her mouth out with a bitter mouthwash. He gave her a t-shirt and shorts to change into, and then drove her to another location near an address which she had provided.
Not nice of him.
Obviously, I'm glad he didn't take it further and escalate with that crime.
Mm.
But this almost kind of twisted in his mind, like I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say this, but it's almost to him, he's like doing a catch and release type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done with you.
Yeah, it's there's something very unsettling about it. Now, just a few days later, on the 19th of October 2005, the second woman was handcuffed and forced into the back of a van. She managed to lift herself up and open the van's back door to scream for help. Her attacker pulls the van over. He punches her in the head 2 or 3 times before forcing her to lie down in the back of the van and covering her over with a jacket. He gets back in the van and sets off. As he drives away, she manages to get to the door and open it again, and this time she decides to hurl her body out of the moving vehicle. Luckily, there was people nearby, and the attacker drove off. By the way, the people nearby, it was children playing.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, any money, none of those kids ever took sweets from the stranger in the van. I think it's a pretty safe bet there. But I mean, she was lucky that the kids came over, helped her, got their parents.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's... Could you imagine?
Yeah.
As a kid witnessing that?
Like, but there must have been a manhunt after that.
These women did go to the police.
Yeah.
But I don't think the cases were connected. Again, we're talking about New York. There's so many people. There's, a place that populated. There's always going to be a higher crime rate.
Yeah. People just don't get on.
Well, that's what makes me laugh. When people going about like, oh, cities are so dangerous. And it's like, there are higher crime rates, but that's because there's so many people. More people means more just about everything. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's more people and they're just ignorant assholes as well.
No, I get that you don't like cities. It's not like your first choice of somewhere to live.
No, absolutely not.
But I don't get this like real like fear factor around it. Do you know what I mean? The pickpocket thing or whatever, I get it because it's easier to happen if you're worried about getting robbed or whatever. I can understand it, but I don't know, it's a city.
Yeah. No, it's worse now. You used to get mugged, pickpocketing and stuff like that. Now with this contactless shit, someone can just tap.
That is a concern.
Just tapping, like that's all it takes.
I mean, that's been a big issue in London for at least 10 years.
Yeah, but it's not only that. So years ago, if someone nicked my wallet, they're getting the cash if there's any cash in my wallet. That's it. Yeah. You can't use my bank card.
Thieves back in the day, they had to work for it.
Yeah. But now, if someone nicked my wallet and it got my card in it, like it might only be a 25 quid spending limit. And no, it's 50. It's 50.
Oh, the tap thing.
Yeah. Contactless. So they get my card, they can go to 10 shops. That's 500 quid.
Well, I mean, that is the thing though, isn't it? People have switched from stealing wallets to phones. Everyone is carrying a mini computer in their fucking hand that costs hundreds of quid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thousands.
It's pretty easy to just, some dickheads are spending that much on a phone.
Yeah.
If you're one of them, why? No, honestly, I can't, unless you just have the money to piss away.
Yeah.
I can't understand Because in a couple of years' time, that phone's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it. Like, when I saw it, because I used to love a flip phone when I was a teenager.
And do you know if you're pissed off the phone call,
yeah.
fucking slam it close.
So when they brought out that Galaxy Flip, I think that's what
Razor?
it's called. No, Galaxy. No,
Oh,
now.
sorry. Yeah.
I think the cheapest one were about fucking 1,600 quid.
Mm.
And I was like, well, that's not worth it for a flip phone.
No, and it's not even a proper flip phone. It's a phone that folds in half. It's not a flip phone.
Folds in half, it's the fucking screen. So if you were to snap that shut, you're smashing the screen off the screen.
And I probably would, in anger, at you.
Hmm.
I mean, the thing about it is, we're both, have always been, Android users.
Mm.
I don't like this fucking elitist iPhone mentality, right?
Yeah.
But I have looked at getting an iPhone just for the sake of the camera. So I'm not having to buy a camera. I just use my phone.
Yeah.
So I was looking at it for that. I still haven't got it. I can't. It's really killing me, the idea of buying an iPhone.
Yeah.
They're so overpriced and they're shit.
Yeah.
That's just someone going to leave at least.
I think it's like
a negative comment there.
There's the great divide between Android and Apple. But do you remember back in the day, it was, we had even more divides. There was divides over whether you use Nokia or Sony Ericsson.
Nokia.
If you with O2 or Vodafone or Orange.
O2.
Orange. I was Orange.
Well, we didn't do Orange over here. It was O2 or Vodafone. Get with it. What the fuck's Orange?
I've never been T-Mobile. I went from Orange, and then I went to O2. I can't remember what O2 were called before O2. Were it BT?
I only ever remember being O2.
No, it was definitely something before O2. And then it changed to O2. That's when I joined it. Then O2 closed, and EE took it all. So I just automatically went to EE. What am I on now?
You're talking about what network you're on.
Yeah.
You're talking about the different divides, and then that got you onto the divide of networks.
Yeah.
The way you just kind of barrel roll, just keep going. I love it.
No, what am I on now?
Oh, what network you on? I thought you meant where you at in the conversation.
I had
You're
no
on
idea.
3. You're on 3.
3.
3 which is O2. Was O2, should I say. And 3 took it over.
Oh, so EE. Oh, yeah, you haven't got EE.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right, so getting back to the case. Now, the first woman, she was subjected to a particularly brutal attack in Daryl's apartment.
Yeah.
The second woman did manage to get away by hurling herself out of the van.
Yeah.
Now, although the first woman struggled to identify her attacker in a lineup months later, as she'd been blindfolded throughout the majority of her attack, her description of the attacker was overall consistent with Daryl's appearance. And the t-shirt, which he had given her to wear, did contain DNA from Daryl's mother.
He gave the victim his mum's clothes to put on.
It looks like it, yeah. Or at least had been stored in his mother's home.
Fucking hell. Imagine if it's your mother's clothes.
Yeah. So did the handcuffs that the second one was forced to wear. DNA, I mean, not specifically Daryl's mother.
Yeah.
But it's another link back to him.
There's no one looking at her.
The mother.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they ever did, but it's Daryl was the last one to see Imette.
Yeah. No,
So
I'm saying both of them.
Well, I don't know if they ever did. I didn't hear much about the mother, if she was aware of anything or what have you. So let's just assume she was none the wiser. Scurrilous, the accusations make about that woman. Now, the second woman's DNA was also found in a seat cushion inside his van. So you're not just linking his DNA to them, you're linking their DNA to him.
Yeah.
So I think the jig is up, Daryl.
Yeah.
During both of these abductions, Daryl dressed in uniform to imitate law enforcement. The first woman stopped to speak with him, believing that he was an immigration officer. Now, just to note, the accounts given by both of these women at the trial were not about whether he was guilty of these abductions. It was to aid in identifying him as the attacker in the case of Imette's murder.
There's one thing I don't get, though.
Go on.
You've gone through all this, doing all the prep work of, and cleaning the body and everything. Why phone the police?
What do you mean?
Why phone the police and go, oh, I think there's a body?
That wasn't Daryl.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you got that. It wasn't, sorry, I should have said to you, it wasn't Daryl. That was just an innocent guy who didn't want to get dragged. He was your father.
What?
Sutcliffe, he was basically the same logic as your father.
Right.
He wanted to report it. He didn't want to leave this body undiscovered, but he's like, I really don't want to get dragged into this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved.
Could be next.
What?
It could be next.
Next victim or?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, right or wrong, you can understand a person being worried about being connected to it or dragged into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know that.
Again, like I said, your father would have a field day on this topic, apparently. So to do with these two women and the abductions, there was a question over whether these accounts should have been admissible in the case against Daryl. But it was ultimately decided that the probability outweighed the potential prejudice.
Just string him up by his fucking bollocks.
Oh, we're getting there. But in the meantime, the defence tried to argue that Daryl's DNA had been in the system for years. So why hadn't the connection to these cases been made previous?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Didn't I? Oh, I was thinking it.
I don't think you did, unless I missed it.
I was thinking it then.
Well, it is a fair question to bring up, but the reason for this, the prosecution said, was because the DNA on the handcuffs had been mixed with that of the woman. And they would have been unable to conduct a search on the system without a specific profile.
Right, okay.
The defence also stated that there was next to no evidence against Daryl, and that this was all an elaborate conspiracy by the police.
What do you mean it was a conspiracy?
The police were setting him up, according to the defence.
That's the defence, that's it?
I mean, more or less. Luckily...
With all that evidence?
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the case is relatively weak. There is evidence here and there, but there's nothing to, like, solidly bring it all together. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
you need all these little bits.
Yeah.
They were trying to be kind of like, oh, well, this guy is black. He has previous convictions. You're out to get him.
Yeah.
That's basically their entire angle.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, the jurors didn't buy into this. They said, quote, we all expected some evidence of a conspiracy, at least one thing, something, but it was pure speculation. So essentially just like throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks.
Yeah, pissing down my leg, telling me it's raining.
But I have to be honest with you, it's like, come on. One of these women did escape, thank God. But between the case of the first woman and Imette, we've got two young women, both abducted in the early hours of the morning, both transported in a van, both had their hands bound, both had their vision obscured with the use of tape, both have been sexually assaulted in multiple manners, and both of their bodies have been quote-unquote cleaned in an attempt to destroy DNA evidence. This guy clearly has an MO.
And both were walking around in his mother's clothes.
No.
Huh?
One was. Of course, there are also multiple similarities to the second woman's abduction as well, but given that she did manage to escape, she fortunately was not subjected to the same number of violating comparisons. Also, something else to add to the consistency between Imette's attack and these two women, Daryl had also admitted to telling Imette that he was a US Marshal. Not quite sure why he admitted to that.
Yeah.
Unless he was just that confident he wouldn't be connected to the other two women. I don't really know why Daryl does a lot of stuff. In June of 2009, after a 3-week trial, the jury took just under 7 hours to return a verdict. Daryl was convicted of first-degree murder. As the verdict was read, Daryl stared straight on, and Maureen, Imette's mother, looked to Sean McTighe, the lead investigator, and mouthed, "Thank you." Daryl's sentencing hearing was held on the 8th of June 2009. For the murder of Imette, Daryl was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. During the hearing, Imette's mother read extracts from her diary from the day of her 24th birthday. Quote, "God, I can't believe I'm 24. It seems so old. I know it's not, but to me it seems old. It was nice to see everyone today. They all wished me a happy birthday. The mariachi band sang happy birthday. It was a very nice dinner, and I'm happy that I spent the end of the day with Claire and Rebecca. It was a very nice 24th birthday. I hope this year will be as good as last year. Happy birthday, Imette.
I'm only 24. Can try being 37. I woke up the other day, my shoulder absolutely fucked. I was fucked for about 2 or 3 days. No idea what I'd done.
Do you want me to make you feel like a real asshole right now?
Go on.
The absolute privilege you have to be waking up at 37 and feel that shoulder pain, that was taken away from Imette.
What?
Imette never got the opportunity to see 37 and sit there on a podcast giving out about her shoulder pain. Do you feel bad now?
Just a bit.
I stuck the knife in and twisted it there, didn't I?
I couldn't turn my fucking head, like.
Yeah.
But
Imette was never given the opportunity.
Yeah, that's bad.
You feel like a right dick now, don't you?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
The judge took a moment to address Imette's mother and sister. Quote, "If there were truly justice in this world, I would have the power to bring her back to you. To my great sorrow, that is not possible." Daryl's lawyer said that, quote, Daryl was terribly disappointed at the verdict and, quote, "There was nothing for him to say. It will be difficult for him to say he's sorry for something he maintains he did not do."
Exactly.
No, I take the opposite approach. It's like, hey, dipshit, even if you were innocent, that doesn't stop you from saying, "I'm so sorry this happened to Imette. I feel for the family. I truly hope justice is served."
Oh, no. I agree with that. But he's not going to apologise for doing it.
No, you don't have to apologise for doing it, but you can express sorrow that it's happened, you know, and be like, I am innocent, but I truly hope you guys get justice.
Yeah.
Apparently we see differently. I looked at it as the fact that it's all about him and no consideration for Imette. It's like, fuck this guy.
Oh, no, I took it as he's not going to apologise. He can't apologise for doing it because he's saying he didn't do it.
But see, I look at that as kind of like egotistical.
But everyone knows he did it.
Yeah, no, I know. But I think we're taking very different approaches here. To me, that sounds egotistical, even how you're describing it. This is about me. I mean, ultimately, someone's lost their life. But he's like, well, I didn't do it, so whatever. It's like, what?
Oh, no.
He's heard all the horrific details more than we will know. He's seen the pictures of her body and everything during that trial. So even if he wasn't the killer, it would still affect him deeply, surely.
No, it would. I don't see it as egotistical. He's not going to fess up.
Yeah.
So he can't apologise for doing it if he's not fessing up.
No, but I'm not saying you apologise for committing the crime if you didn't.
No, but that's the way I'm taking it when you read it.
Yeah. Anyway, Imette's mother thanked New Yorkers for their support during the investigation. She said, quote, "I just want to thank New York City, thank the people of New York City for the outpouring of kindness. I love New York, and my daughter loved New York. She packed a lot into her years." In memory of Imette, the John Jay College of Criminal Justice set up a scholarship in her name. Her mother said of her, quote, "I used to call her La Reina, the Queen, because of the way she carried herself. She was fabulous, a fabulous young woman. It's a tremendous loss. You have to let your children live their lives, but this makes you want to just hold them back that much more." During Imette's wake, her friend Ruby said of her, quote, "She was so grounded. She was so real. I hate to use the word fabulous, but that's what she was." So very fabulous anyway. Before we finish up, I do have one last thing I'm sure you'd like to hear. For the abduction on the 19th of October 2005, Daryl was sentenced to 25 years. The police commissioner Ray Kelly said of the abduction, quote, "This case is outrageous in its audacity." And that is the murder of Imette St. Guillen and the audacity of Daryl Littlejohn. Neil, any musings on the case?
Well, yeah, I'm going to muse. So
You muse?
He went through all this fucking trouble of like cleaning the body down with bleach, cutting the hair, fucking trimming the nails and all this.
Mhm.
But then he's so sloppy in other ways. Like, sending one of the victims off in his mother's clothers.
Yeah. That I can't quite. Right. So the fibres on the carpet and the hairs from the coat, that's just like transfer.
Yeah.
He's not to see that. Happens.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's like lighthearted. Happens.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? The giving her the
That
t-shirt.
old chestnut.
Yeah. Exactly. But right, the handcuffs on the second woman.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about that. He couldn't get to her. She got out the van. He just took off. The t-shirt, like you said.
Yeah.
The bedspread is another one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's these little details. The snow brush, again, that's just, they assume just got tangled up, fell out the van.
I've never understood the bedsheet thing. Not just with this case, any case.
I think it's
Bin
just
bag, plastic.
But I think for a lot of people, it's literally like it's a piece of fabric big enough to cover a body.
See, I think for me, I'd have to go for something like tarpaulin or something. A tarp.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to do something like that.
Mm.
You know, with all the extra tarps we have.
They've gone very expensive though. Do you remember when we had to buy a few years back?
Yes.
Outrageously priced.
Yes.
Why is it so expensive?
No. And they were fucking thin as shit.
They were shite.
Tarps used to be fucking girthy.
Yeah, you'd have them for years.
Yeah. You'd never need another one.
You'd have the tarp out there. Get it. Use it for a million and one things.
Yeah.
You would have a tarp. Like you have a Hoover.
Yeah.
It's like you buy a new one each time you need it.
Yeah.
It's standard in a household.
Yeah, I think I'd go for tarp. I've never understood the bedsheet thing. A fucking bin bag from an hardware shop. They can carry some weight.
Not a body.
But you could wrap it up in bin bags. It's plastic.
Maybe Daryl didn't have any about.
Bin bags.
I mean, the way it sounds to me, like again, obviously his mother's house was where he was registered.
Yeah.
And I assume, in my mind, I was like, okay, that's his home.
Mm.
And the apartment in Queens is like just a base for him.
Yeah.
So I imagine he didn't have a lot there.
I just feel for like, it's not that I just feel, but I feel for the mother of Daryl. Like, because you've got all these extra details to sink in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he put my clothes on her.
Sorry, actually, I didn't even say it earlier. You said when you talk about a case that's familiar to you, it's either Forensic Files or Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
There is a Forensic Files episode I watched about this case for the episode.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the newer Forensic Files. Forensic Files 2.
I think it were multiple victims, though, the one I was on about.
No, I'm not saying you're right in the connection. I'm just saying there does happen to be.
Oh.
You haven't really watched many of the new ones, have you? They're not as good.
No, I started and I thought it was shit.
Yeah. Well, the original narrator, he's since passed, so they had to get someone new in, didn't they?
Oh.
And his voice was iconic.
Well, why couldn't they just get someone like Eugene Levy to do it?
You couldn't have him do it. Could you imagine? Fuck that.
So, oddity.
Pet burial. So, Neil, when little Normie, or Ty Tiddlywinks, passes away, how would you like for them to be buried alongside you? That's assuming you snuff it first, or either you lob their bodies in the freezer until you're getting buried.
Or you just dig an hole in the garden and put them
Or
in
you
it.
can bury them first and then you join them.
Why am I getting buried in the garden?
I never said you were getting buried in the garden.
You said I'm getting buried with the dog.
No, I didn't. Well, we start over. Let's start over, okay? What I meant to say was, Neil, when little Normie or Ty Tiddlywinks passes away,
Yeah.
how would you like for them to be buried with you?
I don't.
You wouldn't like to be buried with your pets?
No. I'm hoping I last a bit longer than Norman and Ty.
No, but if it was possible, if you could share a plot, like a family plot, would you do it?
I suppose. You know, you look at your pets like they're your kids.
Yeah.
So, you can get them a little headstone and that. But I ain't getting buried. So, it wouldn't work out anyway. Each to their own, though. If you're getting buried and you have a dog, get buried with your dog. Why are you just looking at me?
Because I just feel like sometimes I'll say something to you and it's quite straightforward, but you kind of you really go around the houses to say what you mean. Do you know what I mean? Like you could have said, if I was getting buried, yes, but I'd prefer cremation.
Yeah.
But I feel there's a lot of words in between the conclusion. You know what I mean? What I'm getting at is burial with pets is not a new idea. There are burial sites dating back to 10,000 BCE.
Egypt. With the cats.
With one of them being described as, quote, the skeleton of a woman on her side with a puppy's skeleton by her head and her hand gracefully resting atop his head. So
That's sweet.
And it's a long time. I mean, a big concern that's a puppy being buried with her.
Yeah.
Was there, like, what happened? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that, I don't know. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pets are important to people, and they have been for fucking years.
Yeah.
For some reason, and somewhere along the line, we seem to have stopped doing this, which is kind of sad. Like you said, they're considered family.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it? Well, that was until now. As of this month, it is now an option to be buried with your pets in Sao Paulo. Also in Victoria and New South Wales, Australia, as of last year. Hamburg as well, I believe, but they were ahead of the curve. I believe they brought this law in a few years ago, so good for you, Hamburg.
Why do you need a law on it?
What do you mean, why do you need a law on it?
Right, say Ty snuffs it, yeah?
Yeah.
There's no law against me chucking him in the freezer. And then when I snuff it, if I'm getting buried, if you're like, he requested, but Ty goes in the coffin with him.
There have been people, I believe, who've been buried with their pets, but technically it's against regulation. Some people don't want animals buried in the same cemetery.
But it's more worm food.
Yeah.
So, like, what's it got to do with anyone else?
Yeah.
If I want to go in the ground with whoever, like, why? Yeah, in fact, this is a good point. So, why have I got fucking Betty Smith fucking buried next to me in the ground, but I can't have Norman? Bollocks.
So now you're getting upset about this.
Yes.
You want it brought in everywhere.
What? Yeah, obviously. Why is there a law against it? Why does there have to be a law to say you can do it? You're dead.
Everything is regulated. Do you
You're
know what I mean?
fucking dead.
I know, but just everything is regulated, which just is the way it is, isn't it?
Like, it's out of control, isn't it?
I've upset you with this oddity.
Well, it's not just this, though. Like, when it comes to laws and stuff, you know, you can't go for a piss without other people knowing about it and making sure it's okay. If I piss up against a wall, it's illegal. But if I piss up against a tyre, it's legal. What?
According to Pet Brazil Institute, Brazil has the world's third largest pet population at 160 million. And because of their love of animals, their pets can now be buried in graves or mausoleums with their family.
Put it this way, right? If I went to the funeral place, yeah, and I said, right, my missus, Megan, has died. She wanted to be buried with her cat and dog. I have them in the freezer at home, because they died like a decade ago. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. They're getting buried together.
But you don't get to tell them.
I'm not fucking asking them. What's it got to do with them? What goes in the ground?
I feel like you've learnt nothing from burial leasing.
What do you mean? No, because by the time it comes to that, there's dust. There's nothing there.
This has really upset you, hasn't it?
It's like, as soon as it comes into these stupid laws, it riles me up.
Well, this change in law was actually inspired by a local dog named Bob Coveru. After Bob's owner had died, he spent the next 10 years of his life in the cemetery to be near his owner. Following Bob's death in 2021, and to honour his loyalty, he was buried alongside his owner.
That's nice.
It is. So
it's reminding me of that fucking Hatchie, though.
No, but it is. It is nice. And this law is to recognise and respect the, quote, emotional bond between humans and their animals. Brazil are serious about their animal companions, and rightfully so.
Mm.
In January, after a street dog named Aurelia was beaten and tortured to death by a group of teenagers from alleged wealthy families, Brazil reacted in a big way. And not long after this, they passed another law which was designed to recognise the, quote, cultural significance of street dogs known as Carmelo. The law was passed in an effort to, quote, combat the prejudice against animals without a defined breed.
See, this is another thing what pisses me off. Again, laws and regulations and all this shit. So in the UK, you can't kill a swan. I think it's the same with corgis as well. But you can't kill a swan. It's fucking protected by the royal family, is the swan.
Is the swan, yeah.
But you don't give a shit about cats, dogs, pigs. Like, as long as it's for food, well, I get that. That's a completely different industry. But for animal cruelty, like, you're going to lock me up for slitting the throat of a swan, but it's okay for me to do it to a cat?
It's not okay.
No, but they wouldn't give a shit if it's a stray cat. But a swan is protected by the Queen. Why? Well, was. It's fucking Charlie boy now.
This is actually really funny to me because you're starting to get tired and you're starting to get annoyed, and I can see it coming out when you're going to be writing a strongly worded letter to the royal family.
Yeah.
Is it specifically stray cats you're concerned about?
Well, people stick fireworks up their ass and stuff, don't they, when it gets to mischievous night? That's why I went straight to stray cats.
And you love kitty cats.
And they're not always stray.
No.
I don't know where that came from. Shoving bang.
Do you know what is, like I said, I could see that you're getting a bit tired. And if I just asked you a couple of random questions, you would just let this conversation run wild. Advocacy group Green Pet Burial Society have also been campaigning for what they call whole family cemeteries. Quote, conservation whole family cemeteries bring together two concepts and practices: whole family cemeteries and conservation burial grounds, into a singular experience that is beautiful in simplicity and exceedingly comforting to the bereaved. What is key is that the pet remains aren't buried as property or grave goods, but as family members, and this relationship is recognised and honoured.
Fully agree.
Well, we've also talked about green burials before. It's the more eco-friendly option, only materials which naturally break down and feed the earth. Kind of what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
What does it matter about the pet being buried? Ideally, we're all buried in a way that breaks back down and feeds the earth.
Exactly. And if I don't do it that way, say if I didn't stick Norman in the freezer.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig an hole in the garden and bury him.
Yeah.
For him to feed the fucking earth.
Mm.
So, what's the difference? Why am I asking if something else, what can feed the earth, can go in the ground with me? It's dead.
Yeah.
Why is it only human? Why are we fucking... only humans can go in there. Do you know, soon they're going to have, like, male and female fucking cemeteries or something fucking stupid like that. Why does it matter what goes in the ground? Why does it matter? Shit goes on the ground.
Well, if that's what they're all about, eco-friendly alternatives and viewing animals as family members rather than possessions, I would agree with you, why not? They sound like a great bunch of lads, and I am completely on board with combining these burials.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's took 125 episodes, but we agree on something.
Yeah. I really didn't expect the oddity to go that way. You were fuming.
I'm livid. I'm fucking livid. Like, they're passing a law in it. Why was there a law in the first place?
But I think you're missing the point. Whether you agree with regulations or not, they're there. The whole point is people are trying to do something about it and get it changed.
Shouldn't have been there in the first place.
I feel like you're just getting angry at the wrong part of the story. It's a positive thing that we're trying to bring around change, and you should be happy about that. Instead, you're getting angry about the fact that it was different.
No, because this is the same level as, like, Let me think of a good comparison. Right, if someone comes up to you and goes, "Oh, isn't it good? But they made it legal to be homosexual. This should have been legal before."
Yeah.
Why are we praising them, but they've passed a fucking law, but someone can be with whoever they want to be with?
Yeah.
Legal age, of course.
Legal age, of course.
It's the same thing. Why? Oh, okay, bravo, you've passed a law, but you can put a dead animal next to your dead fucking corpse in the ground. Why can't they have a proper burial? You're laughing, but that's just riling me up even more.
It's just, I really wasn't expecting you to get so incensed on the topic.
I bet some of our listeners, in fact, I can picture some of them now. They'll be the same. I bet you, right now, timestamp it, right now, there is listeners going, yep. I fucking fully agree with everything he's saying.
But I think that's the point I'm making. It's not that I disagree or that I think the majority of people are going to disagree with you necessarily. I think it's that you're getting really upset about a weird component of the story. Like what you just said about, we use the example of like legalizing same-sex marriage, right?
Yeah.
In Ireland, it was a big thing. It was celebrated. We were the first country to bring it in by vote.
Yeah.
That was a big thing, and it was wonderful to see.
Well,
and everyone was
well
happy.
done. You were the first ones to undo your own shit.
No, but that's the point, right? It's already there. It's set in place. People are having their rights taken away from them, or have had their rights taken away from them. Yeah, We're bringing it back in. So although it should have been there in the first place, we're still excited that it's moving forward. We're seeing the progress.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel like, although I agree with the point you're making, you like the fact that it's getting changed. I'm talking about the positive side of it. You're getting angry about the back end of it.
Yeah, I can't get over it.
No, you're very upset. Do you get? I know I'm kind of. It's a bit messy how I'm saying it.
No, I get what you mean. I do get what you mean.
Yeah, you get very triggered.
Right, it's a good thing, but it's so fucking unnecessary. Like, we're paying these people and fucking paying taxes for what? Passing a law what don't even need passing. Fucking just leave it alone. And I'm
What's a law that doesn't need passing?
What?
What's a law that doesn't need passing?
The law shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Right, okay.
So some twat got paid to fucking sit and write up that law. And now some other twat has got paid to now rewrite the law to say it's okay.
Okay,
it's
so
like such a waste of fucking time. Like, there's so much going on in the world, and that is what we're fucking honing in on.
Oh, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy the oddity. So I'll make the point to you then. If it's legal to do, but the owner of the burial grounds doesn't want pets buried there, are you okay with them making that decision because it's their property?
Yeah, but I'd say why? Why?
Okay, you personally want to question them on it, but yeah.
You know, what do you think it's going to bring down the tone of your fucking cemetery? Bring down the tone of a cemetery. What tone would that be? Do you get what I mean? Like, why does it matter? Once that fucking grass has regrew, you don't know what's under there. Like, fucking sick of it.